this refactor done on our planet noise generators, which is a key component of generating our terrain. So today we're going to focus on fine-tuning the implementation of our noise generation for an Earth-like planet. So I have the intention to do a few different types of generators eventually, which is why we did the refactor, so that we're not required to do like a statically defined thing. But we have our noise generator implementation now only requires us to do this. And I was thinking there may be one more input here, which would be like a sea level input. But for now, we can just experiment with that in a different way. So let's do this. So let me find something to watch on TV. How's about gotta be something good to watch. I guess I could just keep up with X-Files or Ranma. I'll put Ranma on. Okay, so um, basically what we gotta do here, I'll pull up Fast Noise 2 over here, is we come up with things that look good here, and then we go try to replicate them in code. So this is what we're working with right now as far as our noise generator function. I wanted to try something other than, instead of using add for this layer, what if I do an add 1, and then we do a multiply? Because like ideally we want to be able to have enough of a control, don't crash, over our output to where we can keep it within acceptable ranges but still get some continent-like features, mountain ranges, things like that. Like here you can see some mountain ranges forming. All right. So one thing that I was trying to do something similar to this in my function here. So let's go back into code here. And I think actually what we really should do is focus on one thing at a time. So like for instance, one, 2 to negative 2. Zero to 1, 2 to negative 2. Yeah, so this got lost in translation, it looks like. Smooth min, smooth max, because we're taking the fractal ridge here, which is wrong. We want to be taking the smooth max here. So let's take this smooth max. Put it here, and let's take this smooth max and put it Smooth max 1. And let's try to get our, so like this final node here is just applying our global scale, global frequency scale to it. So that one will always be the same. So let's try to get our layers at one at a time, basically. So right now we're going to look at our continent layers, the thing that's actually blocking out the land masses, as well as setting them up to function with the sea level. So this is, excuse me, this is probably where our sea level will go. Of course. All right. So this should be our continent function only. And it's too high. Like, it's too high, but it's definitely closer to. Okay, so we were we were using the wrong node, which is important to not do. But that's definitely closer to what our formula looked like here. NMX smooth and then remap. Okay, so over here, let's take a look at. So we're gonna actually block out some comment sections. Continent noise construction. Remap smooth min smooth max. Remap 1. Oh, no. That should work. Let's do 1.5 and 1.5. By the way, this is like a kind of purely trial and error thing, so I'll probably be fucking with this for a while. So if that's boring to you, it's like, this is gonna be boring. I can have fun just messing with the numbers. Alright, so we do this, we smooth min, smooth max, and then we do this. 5.5. Let's comment this out. And this should be. Alright, remap range 1. Okay, there we go, and off we go. I do wish there was a way to do this without having to recompile it every time. Wait, can I do that? Probably not, and also have it run properly. Let me put up some dictation too as well. Smooth Max 1 undeclared identifier. What? Alright, fine. We'll leave it. So, to start with, we'll probably try to figure out the sea level, because that's going to be an important part of this. Being able to have precise control of the sea level. That means our actual variance range is probably 1, and we have to move it, like we have to move the band from 0 to 1 if we're above sea level, like negative 0.5 to 0.5 if it's like 50%, and then like negative 1 to 0. We also, so on our itinerary, once we're done with this, we want to look into, so on our ocean mesh, we keep track of the depth of the ocean at a given point. We code that in the vertex color. I want to do the same thing on the land height map, except we're going to have our 0 value be sea level, and then we're going to have it go to like 1 and negative 1, and we're going to encode those values on the vertex the same way we did for sea level. And then when we go to our land material, we won't have to like fudge logic to figure out how high it is. It would just be able to parse it from the vertex color. So, all right, that is doing what I expected it to do, which is great. So this is blocking out some nice continents for us. We can change the scale of the continents, which I'm going to do before progressing. We have this frequency scale here. We're just going to run 1. And then planet noise over here. Remap range 1 is this guy right here. So this is our output for our continents. This is doing what I expected it to do, so I think we're finally in business here. The main thing being that we wanted about 50% land and ocean with our settings. And obviously this doesn't look as good as it does when you put the atmospheric stuff on here, but once you do, it looks pretty good. What has happened here? We have to figure that out. But for debugging purposes, we're not going to have this on because it's easier to see the effect of our noises. So this actually looks pretty good. And then if we wanted to, we could probably control our sea level right here. Right, so let's go ahead and get some variables in here. Scale 5, and then remap scale, and scale. Five. 100, remap, scale 1. And then okay, and then I think smooth max 1 is what we're outputting right now. No, we're outputting the remap. So we may not even need the smooth max. What do I do? A double sea level. And all these will have to eventually be exposed. Well, sea level will probably have to be exposed. The other ones can be internally defined, but so with a sea level of 0, sea level equals I think it should be negative, actually, minus the sea level, because sea level indicates it's higher, right? So we do this. Let's give that a shot. Alright. Mother, what you doing, girl? You trying to get comfy? What if I spread out this blanket for you? It's comfy. It's a comfy blanket for you. Slide it. Our biggest bottleneck is that we have to recompile and test these changes, so that's what makes it take the longest. Come on. Okay. Alright, and then we do this smooth, and then we integrate the smooth max here in double max continent height 0.5. We plug this into the smooth max right here. Alright. And then we trade this out. Right here. We have to figure out how to modulate the amplitude properly in our shortened frequencies here. Because it's doing what we wanted to do, kind of, but not completely. But that'll be for later. Finishing up the ocean shader. Can I clear this somehow? I guess I could just restart it. Okay. 666. What? Oh. Oh. Derp. It should be men. No wonder this was causing it to be over the sea level. That completely makes sense. Smoothman 1. Alright, now we have a relatively flat portion, a coastline. Okay, this is closer to what we were expecting. This flickering is... It doesn't tend to happen as much when I have the atmosphere turned on. So let's try a couple things here. Let's try smoothman of 0.2. Send this back to 0. All right. Alright, so this is nice, because this gives us a platform with which to apply other features to. And I also feel like we have a reasonable level of control of the scale of it. Let's just go unlit for this. We can also go ahead and delete these influence zones for the moment. Say that's probably close to like a 50-50 ocean land distribution, which is what we would expect here. So let's take a look at our math here one more time. So what are we doing? We make a open simplex, we make it fractal, we run a fractal ridge filter on it, and then we remap it to a scale that's larger than the scale that we want to clamp it into. And then we run a smooth min and max on that. And then we remap that based on the sea level and the continent remap scale, which is right here. And then we run one more min max. Or one more min here, I guess. Wait, this is wrong. And then we apply smooth min down here. Okay, so let's try it one more time. Alright, let's see here. Alright, okay, so now let's go back. So now let's look at the mountain ridge. How fast noise? Let's go ahead and just... let's see here. So we remap this. This right here comes like this, and then we want to check this value. So set scale, source. Change from our continent noise to our mountain ridge noise, and let's start demoing that. Alright. We're back. What the fuck? Well, this ain't right. Let's remove the multiplication of the continent from it. Let's just take this POW straight into down here. Oh. Excuse me, there was a change, though.
Candles lit, prayers spoken, in their hearts never broken. Through the fire, through the pain, sisters stand in his name. Sacred flame in their eyes,
Okay, there we go. We're back. Hmm. Alright, so let's see. Looking at this, we can tell that we are getting ridges, but they're probably not sharp enough. So this basically functions as a filter for our mountain peaks, right? So you could almost think of it like a mask. Um, and we are getting ridges, but I think our power needs to be higher. So let's do that. POW 0. Let's move it to 4. Oh shit, save it. Alright, next. 666 code. Alright, this is a little better. And I think now what we want to do, actually, so that we don't get these artifacts of like this, we just want this as a mask. We don't want it to be this kind of sharp ridge, because we're going to use the mountain peaks to basically form the sharp peaks. So what I'm going to do, let's think about it. So what if we did like a... So this is where we are at in the function. So do we do a auto smooth min? Smooth max 0, smooth min like 0.5. Smooth max 1. It's gonna be POW 0. It's gonna be smooth max 1, 1, 1. Right hand side is gonna be 0, smoothness at 1. And then auto smooth min 2. We'll just take this because it's close. And change this to a min. And change this to a 0.5. And this to smooth max 1, and these two min, 2, 2, 2. Alright, and then we can paste this one in. We're basically trying to come up with a mask for our mountain range with this. So we'll just stick this in here, save it up, build it. Our mask should be between 0 and 1. And it should have like a section where it's just full mountains, and then most of it should be not full. So we want to round off this section so that it's like a flat ramp up, kind of. This being at 0 makes sense. All right. Okay, not too bad. Let's do then another remap. So we're right here. Let's do something like this, and then maybe this. And then finally, we'll do a remap here. Auto. Remap. Mountain Ridge. Fast noise. New fast noise. Remap. Blah blah. Mountain Bridge, set source, smooth man 2, set remap. We'll go from 0 to 0.33 to 0 to 1. And then we're going to stick this right here. Ugh. All right. We basically want to be able to create a pattern on the planet that our mountains will follow with this. So, nope, it's fine. So we got our planet right. Like this, pretty much. Alright, so now we have our mountain ridge mask. Okay, so we come down here. We don't need some of this stuff anymore. Alright, next we need to test our mountain peaks. Let's try 16. Remap range. Let's take a look at our fast noise pattern here. So we do this down here. Okay. And again, fractal ridge puts us in the positive range because it's an absolute value function. So remapping like this just flips it. Gets us patterns that look somewhat like this. Okay, so this looks good, this looks good. Alright, domain scale, power. Okay, so we just want to test this one. This should be correct. Go fail. Multi 1, undeclared identifier. What? Oops. We're just gonna comment this whole block out here. Okay. Then we gotta figure out river valleys, or rivers and valleys after we get mountain ridges working. I stopped on the last one at mountain ridges, but I think that this is actually a better implementation of mountain ridges than I had that time.
In his world, we find our way in the void, night and day. Ethereal stream, shining bright in the void.
And then tomorrow we got a Path of Exile League dropping, so that should be fun. I still don't know what I'm going to league start yet. Come on, hurry up. Hurry up, 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 hurry up. Okay. Now let's take. This should just be pure mountains. Seems like mountains to me. I think perhaps the frequency is too high or too low. So we can turn that up. Let's double it. Alright, let's test it again. Okay. Is this high frequency enough? With the assumption that we are doing, like, toy planets, because I'm not sure how to make the fast noise, or not the... I'm not sure if it's the fast noise. I think it's actually the mesh generation work with collision on anything larger than about 75, 100 kilometer radius, which is still pretty big, but it's not planet sized. It's toy planet sized, which is what we're gonna end up doing probably. Okay, so there's some higher frequency mounts. Maybe that's enough. And then let's take that and combine it. There's our mountain peaks. Domain scale 0 and remap mountain ridge. And let's see how this looks.
Stand your ground in the void. War's harsh sound. Through the fire, through the pain, terror's heart.
Alright, so
Iron fortress, stand your ground in the void. War's harsh sound. Through the fire, through the pain, terror's heart will remain.
oops.
Whispers call from the dark. Chaos gods leave their mark in the void. Shadows creep in the warp. Secrets deep. Whispers in the warp. Voices low. Chaos rising. Shadows grow. In the void. Fear takes hold. In the warp. Tales unfold. Madness spreads through the stars.
Alright, let's try that. 666. Okay, now we're talking. Now we're talking. Now we got some more reasonable, like, strips of mountain areas and non-mountain areas. It might be a little bit too restricted now, so let's actually come back up here. Change our power from 4 to 2. Save that, and then build it again. Alright, come on, build it up.
Whispers call from the dark. Chaos gods leave their mark in the void. Shadows creep in the wall. Secrecy.
Okay, this is a little bit more like it, I think. Now we have a nice variance of like some low-lying hills and mountainous regions. Alright, so next. I think what we want to try now. So this is the combination, right? Right here. I think what we want to try now. Where was our continent? Right here. Max continent height. Continent ends right here. So we're going to take this. And we're going to multiply it by our combined mountains. So we're gonna do auto multi 3. Three, and we're gonna multiply our combined mountain stuff with our continent map. Mountain Ridge, yep, multi 3, okay. Multiply by this, and then we're going to auto add equals fast noise, new, fast noise, add set LHS, mult 3, add set RHS, smooth min 1, and we'll just to add So now we combine our mountain ridge multiplied with our continent and then add it back into our continent. We may need to max our continent range with 0. Like a smooth max with 0, and then that would stop us from getting negative mountains. Or a remap. What? Excuse me? Undeclared identifier. Oh. Oh, fucking dyslexia. So, with this, we should have something roughly equivalent to what we had before, hopefully. Alright, not bad. Let's take a look real quick at the wave function and see if we can make like a simple change to our amplitude on the shoreline. Yeah, there's a little bit too much distortion here on the coastline. I think squaring the depth, it'd probably be like like saturate saturate depth minus 0.05, something like that. Do 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 do. Yeah, we just gotta figure this part out. It's like really close. I don't think this is the right move. I think multiplying by depth here is fine. It's gonna be the frequency calculation most likely with the depth integration. So K2, K1. Just the depth. If I multiply by it squared, maybe. No, not quite. Actually, on the bright side, our noise formula is actually looking pretty good. We got good variance here. We got mountainous regions that kind of follow a pattern. Okay, so something that I've had a really hard time coming up with a solution for is valleys. So I gotta think about it that way. Oh, I might take a nap though. Sleepy. Yeah, so later. I'll probably be back on later today after I take a nap. See ya.